Hello, biology support team and biology students. This is Mr. Brennan, and I just wanted to catch you up on what we've been doing in class the last couple of days. If you're either trying to catch up or perhaps helping students to catch up. We've been practicing writing proposals, as this document says here. And while this is a document posted in the Google Classroom, we've been working on a hard copy in the room and you're welcome to print something if you think that could be helpful for you. It also says it's an explanation formative, but in fact, I've been using it as just a perseverance grade. Well, let me get into like what I'm asking the students to do. You can see down below, I've got the first of 5 scenarios. I've got a little picture of a planaria and some background information about planaria. I don't want students to have to be experts in any of these content areas as they practice these skills. So I just want to give a little bit of information with just enough to kind of, I don't know, inspire different kinds of questions, okay? So here's the 4-part process that I'm asking students to run through, okay? The first part is to really think of a testable question, and you know it's a testable question if you can imagine an x-axis where you as an experimenter are making some choices like, I don't know, changing temperature or changing pH or something like that about a system, and a y-axis where you might imagine something that's responding to that change in temperature. Okay, so first I'm asking them to kind of come up with that question, then identify what is dependent, what would be that y-axis measurement you would make, and what's independent. Okay, and to identify those. And don't worry about like whether or not you have the right kinds of measurement tools. Just think about like an infinitely well supplied lab. Okay. The next step is to think about things that need to remain constant in this kind of a test. So these are what we call controls, and of course, the more the better. But coming up with at least one would be helpful. And then finally, and this is really very speculative, okay, to sketch a graph with labels. Put that x-axis label down there. If it's temperature, make sure it says temperature. Put that y-axis label on it, okay? And then speculate on the actual shape of the graph, okay? So I'm going to show you where to record this, but I'll show you the 5 scenarios. There's the planaria discussion, and then there's some thoughts about bacteria, and then there's some thoughts about yeast and hydrogen peroxide, and then a couple of like more chemistry type things, hydrogen peroxide and bleach, which we've been talking about in water in class, and also salt dissolving in water with an increase in temperature. Where can this work be done? Well, look here. There's a table, right, where you can write your testable question, identify your 2 axes, write down your controls, and draw the graph down here and provide in the table a little bit of the thinking about why you think the graph will look that way, okay? So if you think it's going to go up, say why you think it goes up. If you think it's curved, say why you think it's curved, okay? And so there's several of those tables. So you can do like 3 practice problems out of the 5. And then the final piece that we're doing in class is once you have those tables filled in, you can think of those tables almost as like a graphic organizer for writing a paragraph, right? If you were going to propose to a supervisor, say, this investigation, you were seeking out funding or support, what paragraph would you write? So you can talk about the question you want to pursue, identify what you're going to measure and control and so forth, and then speculate on the graph and why you think the graph would look that way. So turning these statements in here into just a simple paragraph. Okay, so that's the task we're working on, and I hope that you are able to catch up if you're a student or if you're supporting students. I hope you're able to use this to support them. Thank you.